You know, it's been said that it takes a village to raise a child. I'm not sure if that's true, but what I do know is that it takes a village to help when a person is diagnosed with cancer. It takes a village of caregivers to walk along with them and support them in their journey. I'm Bob Summers, and I'm a caregiver. Like me, you may have had provided support or assistance to a loved one, a family member, or a friend. I was there when my father was diagnosed with cancer, and I was there when he passed away. And in between, I paid weekly visits to my parents' house just to laugh and to talk, to try to take their minds off the devastating effects of chemo, even for just a few hours.
And I'm Sarah McCarthy, and I am also a caregiver. And like me, you may have provided support or assistance to a friend, a family member, or a loved one. My mother passed away after her 3.5-year battle of cancer. I was only 12. Though I was pretty young, I still was there for many of her trips to the Mayo Clinic and helped provide support by cutting her pills and rubbing her feet with lotion and helping take care of my 3 younger sisters. Whatever the care of support provided, the role you play as a caregiver during your survivor's cancer journey is amazing, humbling, and very much appreciated.
Absolutely. And during this summit, we are putting a definite focus on caregivership in order to help people understand the breadth of what being a caregiver means and to help people self-identify as caregivers. Why? Well, as we learned earlier through the comedy stylings of Ron, Marty, and Alex, the customer satisfaction survey revealed low scores in the caregiver area. And in part because they did not have an understanding of what being a caregiver meant, nor were they witness to or engaged in any form of recognition or activities. So what is a caregiver? We all know that the word caregiver encompasses a huge target audience. Is everyone a caregiver? No. But nor do we believe that everyone feels comfortable with using that meaningful title. But I do know that there are a number of us here, and there are many of us in our communities back home.
So when you registered for the summit, there was 2 questions that were asked, and both of them began with, are you a caregiver? From those, we learned so much about those of you with us today. 236. That is the number of you here with us today that responded and said, yes, I am a caregiver. That is half of you sitting in this room. That is an amazing number. Wow. Thank you all for all you do and continue to do as a caregiver.
119 are the number of caregivers here whose loved one was tragically lost to this terrible disease. For each of you, please know how much your being a caregiver means to us, and as you continue to cherish your loved one, we continue to cherish you. 35. I know you're all thinking that's my age.
It's not my weight either.
But it's not. It's the number of caregivers here today who are currently providing care to a loved one with cancer. So thank you for being here to give of your time, your passion, and your energy, especially knowing that being here means that you're away from that loved one that you're providing care for. So for all our caregivers, welcome and thank you. So let's hear a round of applause.
Thank you. So the simple questions we asked you during registration are a representation of the questions we're now asking in the customer satisfaction survey, which will provide us with valuable information about our caregivers out there and all the scope and engagement levels that they have across the nation. This weekend, you are experiencing ways to recognize and engage all caregivers, including those of us who have lost our loved ones. We hope that these activities, the special caregiver welcome tent you saw last night, creating My Caregiver buttons or caregiver luminaria bags, and the video you saw, and caregiver activities planned for tonight We'll give you ideas about how you can incorporate caregivership into your division and regional trainings, and further integration into your local communities, committees, team captain meetings, and events themselves. So please, if you did not stop by the caregiver tent welcome area last night, plan to do so tonight. There's a lot of stuff. You can still make those buttons, and it's going to be a fun time. So also, be sure to check in your face-to-face book inside, because there is more information about the Caregiver Initiative we've been working on, and that can be found in the General Session 2 section.
Absolutely, and together, as Relay volunteer and staff leadership, we can begin to set the stage of creating an atmosphere of appreciation, recognition, and support for all of our caregivers. Thank you.